Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. And in this video, we are going to be drawing for the southeast sector of the home. And the southeast sector is of the wood element, okay? And it also represents the wealth, prosperity, and abundance. And incidentally, it's also the sector that is represented by the eldest daughter. Okay, so this by compass direction feng shui, it is considered the wealth corner of the home, one of the wealth corner of the home. All right, so as usual, I have taken the liberty of already writing down all my wishes and the things that I have to be grateful for. So I assume you have not. I assume you have not done it, so feel free to pause the video now, get a piece of paper, not recommended, get a notebook, which is highly recommended, and write down the things that you're grateful for and the wishes that you have that is related to wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Okay? We are leaving the eldest daughter part out for now because I'm going to cover that in another video altogether for doing feng shui for other people in the family except yourself. Or well, if you do it for them, you also get it because after all, you're energizing that sector. So even though now we're talking about doing this for your own, but when you do energize the sector, everybody who lives in the home gets the blessings as well. All right, so feng shui is not a selfish thing. If you live in the home, you get those blessings, even though you're just drawing it for yourself. So on a separate video, I will talk about how you can do mandalas for other people to bless them or to help them energize, give them the energy. All right, so let's get started. So I've already gone ahead and drawn the two circles that we need as guiding circles. And then I'm using a blue pen this time because I ran out the black, and the black one that I was using in the previous video appears to be running low, and I didn't want to run out of it halfway in the video. So I'm using this one instead. Besides, blue is also good because it is the wood element for this sector, and blue represents water, so water empowers wood. All right, so water supports wood, so it goes hand in hand. Just don't use red pen for this one because it's not going to be a good thing. All right, remember, fire weakens wood. All right, so now if you have your list, which I do, have your list by your side and then draw it as necessary. So remember, I'm not going to go through the steps of drawing, so I'm just going to draw it and then I'm just going to pause at certain points just to give you new pointers to what you can do that is a little bit different. Okay, so this next step here is where I want to say that you can actually draw other shapes other than circles. Okay, so you don't actually need to just draw circles. Triangles, not so much. I would advise against drawing any triangle. Squares, okay, because for example, I would have like a wish that I said financial freedom. I want that to be a square because I want that to be stable and never change. All right. So that's just an example. You'll see. And in fact, that's the first one I'll be drawing. So of course, I will have this here. Then I will need to connect these up, the ends up. Remember how you do squares and triangles? That you need to connect the corners up, round them and connect the corners up. Alright, the reason I'm drawing this square here is not because to balance things up. I mean, now that I look at it, it's like, yeah, I balance things up. But the truth is, I felt like the next thing that I'm going to put here belongs in this area. And that's why I'm drawing it here. And then I'm going to add some unnamed wishes here. Okay, so they become my unnamed fruits, like in the neural tree. All right, so I'm done with the circles. So now I'm going to be drawing the resources. So when I'm drawing the resources, there's actually two particular resources that I want to bring up. Okay, so one of them is this. Let me draw it first, then I'll show you. All right, remember the resources where I made a symbol for? Which one? This one. Okay, now the reason why I'm drawing it this big here is because today we're talking about prosperity, abundance, and wealth. This symbol here, for me, all right, this is for me, personal. You can design your own symbols in whichever way you want. Okay, but for me, this symbol represents the universal energy of financial abundance. Okay, now when I draw this symbol this big, I have to round it. And connect it. There's another one. I'll talk about it in a bit after I'm done here. So there's another one I want to draw up here. Big one. Okay. Now, this one, remember this symbol I've been writing down in the past several drawings? It looks like a bee. Okay. This one happens to represent the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, and the guardian angels that are watching over me. Okay, so I designed this symbol for it. Your symbols are personal to you, so you can design your own symbols. Okay, so I want to say that these two are optional. You don't have to write it this big. You don't have to draw it this big. You can actually put small tiny ones and then you don't have to do all the roundings and the integration. Okay? But if you want to make them bigger, which in this case I want, because they are pretty representative in this sector for me. Okay? So you don't have to do it, but if you want to do it, you have to do this. Now, any one of these in there, when I write all this, you can actually write them out here too if you want. And if you want to make them that big, you have to round them and integrate them. Okay? We got to do rounding here. So these are the only special tips for this video that I'm going to give you. And then, of course, you have to energize your resources. These aren't the only two resources I'm going to be drawing. I'm going to be putting some more, but I'm doing these two first because I wanted to show you how you can do this. For me, these two are the most important thing. They're on every drawing that I do. So I'm going to put some more resources here. Some more unknown resources. You can crisscross your mandala, it's okay. You can make this circle bigger if you want to also. And then you have to connect these things to all your resources, as usual. So you can double and triple over as usual, and then round them. So I'm feeling good with the rounding. So next step is coloring. So we come to the coloring part, and I want to emphasize that we're doing the wood element here, so stick to wood elemental colors and have just a little bit of water elemental color to support the wood elemental, wood element. All right. So I am going to use pastels again, like the last time, because these are my favorite media to use. Pastels and pastel pencils. So you will see me use both them interchangeably. Apologies for forgetting to turn the recording on when I was drawing the few lines, but I guess by now you shouldn't need any more instructions on how to draw the few lines. So otherwise, we are done with this drawing, and I will talk to you again in the next video.